YouTube channel. I'm your host, Paul Italia. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. If you're feeling this content, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. I am proud to introduce today's guest. She is very special. Some know her as the GOAT of female arm wrestling with over 28 world championships. Welcome, Gabby Vasconcelos. How are you today, Gabby?
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me. I'm very well, thank you. Very unsure, but in the road of becoming the GOAT of female arm wrestling. I hope so one day. I still don't consider myself as so, but I'm really trying to get the title deserved.
So, Gabby, I got to ask you, how many world championships do you have?
I actually have 26 world champions in the open class and another 6 in junior classes, so it's 32 total.
Wow. Oh my God. That is just, you're in a whole nother world of yourself. That's why we call you the GOAT, because that is just amazing, a whole nother level. So I wanted to
Yeah.
first start off with your basic stats. I just wanted to get your age, your height, and the weight class that you compete in.
I am 152 max. I think it's between 5'1", 5'2". Um, I compete usually at 80 kilo class, which is 176. But right now I'm probably, I don't know, somewhere way up above it because I'm gaining weight for my next match, which is like overall, I mean, unlimited weight classes. And I think I will be better if I'm heavier and not cutting for that.
Okay, so we all know that she's got a big match, a big title match set by legend arm wrestler Engin Terzic, and it's all going down in Istanbul, Turkey, August 6th. And she's got a
Exactly.
very formidable opponent. She's going to be going against Eglė Vaikutė from Lithuania. And Eglė is definitely a very accomplished arm wrestler. I know she's on a world level also, and I believe you guys have a lot of matches in the past before.
Yeah, she is usually at official tournaments like WAF, heavier than me. And she's been winning world titles as long as I can remember also. So we've pulled a couple of times when she was back in my weight, like 2008, 2010, and then 2016 and 17 at Slotty Tour. And yeah, she has a very good record of beating me. So since it's been 5 years that we last pulled, I'm very curious on how I stand today against her.
Now,
I'm very confident, training harder, and I believe I'm stronger. But it's been a while, so we'll see.
all right, before we get dive into your match and all, what I want to first do is just go and rewind a little, and I just want to find out, how did arm wrestling find you, and how many years have you been pulling for?
And that's exactly what it was. Arm wrestling found me. I didn't find arm wrestling. I was a gymnast, and some other girl who used to be an arm wrestler said that she was looking at me for a while, like, and thought that I looked strong, but I was 12 years old, and she was like, "I think you're gonna be a great arm wrestler." And I didn't even know it was a real sport. She took me in. She made me pull with some girls, and they were all surprised on how strong I already was. And they invited me to a tournament like in 3 weeks. And I honestly was too shy to say no, but I didn't want it all. But I said yes, and that was it. That was how it started. I won that tournament. It was like a state championship. I was 12 years old. I won against a woman actually that was pulling for years, and everybody was like, she's been winning this class forever, and you just went there in 3 weeks and beat her." And that was it. My father was a great supporter, um, and I guess I enjoyed the winning feeling, because as a gymnast I was good, but I wasn't like winning everything. And that was it. I didn't have to do a lot of effort at the beginning to be a good arm wrestler. I was naturally strong and I had a great background from gymnastics. So it was some kind of easy winning for me at the beginning. But I actually almost 2 years after I started that I really started loving arm wrestling. That was when I started losing in a higher level. I went to my first worlds. I was 13 years old, and I realized that being strong wasn't enough. And being coming from a sport that was very challenging all the time, just being strong and winning didn't feel like I didn't feel motivated to train all the time on wrestling because it was easy for me. And then when I realized that there was so much more into it, that's when I started liking it, because it's been now 22 years that I've been arm wrestling since 2000, and I'm still learning. And every practice, there's some things that I have to correct or something new that I get from someone else, and that's a lot what keeps me training all the time, because I know that's never ending learning process. And it's really interesting because it keeps you motivated and challenged all the time. And there's always someone new. There always someone that can be stronger than you. So you have to be at your top level. You have to be learning and improving yourself all the time.
So when you were 12 years old and you first tournament and everything, was that your first official table that you were on? Arm wrestling table?
My first what?
Was that your first official arm wrestling table when you went to that tournament?
No, I trained for I had like 4 or 5 training sessions before that on an official arm wrestling table with very good pullers, but I don't think I paid much attention to them at the time, because they were like, "Oh, you're super strong. It's gonna be easy." I was like, "Okay," and I remember not having any technique at all. I was just super strong at some certain ways. I don't even know how I was that strong, not knowing any technique. But yeah, that was it.
Well, I would guess that it would have to be being a gymnast. I'm
Yeah,
thinking that your hands and your wrist are just so,
a lot of bar
developed.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean,
yeah,
at 12 years old, having that development that young, I'm sure your tendons, all your ligaments were rock solid
yeah. Because
already.
I was a gymnast since I was 5, so I had already 7 years of a lot of training and conditioning. It is hard work too. So it helped
I,
definitely.
I would say you would develop tendons like unreal, especially at that young age. I mean, anybody that you hear that started arm wrestling at such a young age, their tendons just develop so much quicker, and you know, very,
Yeah,
very interesting.
and for a long time, like almost 10 years, I had no injuries at all.
Wow,
And I believe that from gymnastics too.
that is amazing. So I want to find out, what was the arm wrestling community looking like in Brazil when you were 12 years old? Was it just underground, or was it in the mainstream? Was there a lot of pullers around you?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have like the best in the countries are around me. I had a very good and a very big team, a female team only. It was like over 15 girls and a very great coach that started arm wrestling in Brazil like back in the 70s. So we had a great community, and actually I think it was bigger back then than what it's now. We kind of split a lot nowadays, and people are trying to get uh, more like into the pro side of arm wrestling here. So like the amateur, the big tournaments are a bit smaller, I guess, but we still have good quality. And even though we have not as many, we around me, around my city, we have the best in the country. So it's always good pulling around.
Now, is there anybody that kind of mentored you, kind of took you under the wing as you were developing as an arm wrestler? Somebody that you looked up to?
Yeah, I had a coach who is that person I said. He actually passed away like a month ago. He was like 70 something when I started. He just passed at 96. and
Wha- What's his name?
is Hughes George, and he started arm wrestling here in Brazil, and before that he was a boxer. He did weightliftings and all like the strength sports, and he started and he helped develop arm wrestling here in Brazil. So he was like the best coach I could have back then for 8 years. I took a pause like for 1.5, almost 2 years from 2009 to mid 2010. And then I got back to training with my current coach. And he's the one who got me back to the right track because before my pause, I had already won a lot of world titles, but I was kind of going down because I had like no direction, no instructions. I was just coming back and I was good, but I didn't have like someone putting me in the right direction. That's when I started going after nutritions and a better training program. And 2013 was when I got back to the winning strike, and it's been like that ever since.
Wow. So, what is arm wrestling looking like in Brazil today? Are there a lot of tournaments? Like, how many tournaments a year are in Brazil in your area?
In my area, I think we have official, like for federations, as far as like WAF affiliated tournaments, we have like 3 or 4. And then we have some minor leagues trying to do their thing, which is like more other 5 a year.
Okay.
And I want to take the opportunity to say I'm getting my own tournament next year.
That's right.
Uh,
That's in January, right?
exactly. Yeah, I'm very happy because I had one in 2018 and I spent so much money, but I didn't want to put my name again in something that wouldn't be as good or better. So I found very great partners in Bolivia who had contacts and connections, and I think it's going to be a great, great event in South America, and actually all Americas and all the world is invited, and I think it's going to be very good, and it's going to put us back in the scenario because I believe we have a lot of talents here and in other countries around us, but we don't have visibility as many others don't. But I'm trying to use this visibility that I'm getting and my name and to help others, right? I don't want to be the only one here around here to have these opportunities that I'm having. I'm very grateful for them. And I believe there are so many great athletes that should have them as well. And I think that if one person um, gets the attention, the sport itself gets bigger, and everyone grows together. And that's my main goal right now, to help the growth of arm wrestling here. And I will do the best I can, and I'll try to do the best as with the feel of an athlete and also the side of like a promoter and being around those other events that they're so well done. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything and trying to put together something possible in our like, reality, and that's going to be good for everyone.
Gabby, what is the date? Do you have a date locked in for
Yeah,
January for
I
that?
do it January 28th.
So January 28th, and it's going down in Bolivia, correct?
Exactly. It's Santa Cruz de la Sierra. It's like it's not the capital, but it's the most important city in Bolivia. It's very easy to access to. We don't have like very expensive flights, and we already have locked in the main hotel, which is gonna where it's gonna the tournament is gonna take place. It's the Radisson. So Radisson Santa Cruz, very cheap prices. Like it's $40 a night for the hotel, 5 stars, and everything should be accessible like financially. And we are trying to get like a very very great structure to have everything as better as possible. We're gonna have live stream of it so people can see the quality of our athletes and of our organization. And hopefully it's going to be like a tournament that will grow with time.
Well, that sounds amazing, and I'll definitely be making a trip for that. Gabby hit me up a couple months ago, kind of gave me the 411. 100% be there, supporting, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great trip going to
Yeah.
Bolivia. I haven't been there yet. Heard it's really beautiful, and we're helping arm wrestling grow and spread all over. So definitely wouldn't miss that. And I encourage anybody that can make that trip, January 28th, mark it off on your calendars. So
Thank you. Going to be very happy to have you here.
Gabby, I also wanted to just ask you, you've had such a long experience arm wrestling at such a high caliber. I just wanted to, I know you've had probably many, many wars, but what's one, your most standout match that you will never forget?
Honestly, I haven't had many wars. That's the thing. It's kind of win or lose. But I believe that um, against Egle, the time that I was at Zloty Turn 2017, though I lost, I I was actually just watching that video like a few minutes ago, kind of analyzing it. I'm not into watching a lot of videos of me pulling, but I was just kind of curious to see because people were talking to me about it, and I I can see clearly all my mistakes there, but I thought I fought good with the knowledge that I had back then. Today I would do differently, obviously, but looking at it, it doesn't seem. But in my mind, it felt worse than it looked, and so I consider that a good match. And also, my last um, my last event in Dubai with Sarah, I think that were like long matches for what I'm used to. And because of that, also in my mind, it felt way worse than after watching the videos. I thought that I was in like horrible positions by the feeling that I had, but looking at it, um, I had like lost completely my grip strength because of my arm pumped very fast. And but actually watching the video of the fourth match that got me the title, she was in very better position than I was. I had no strength, but in my head, I was like almost king's moving her, but actually I was just in the middle and she was top rolling me perfectly. But I was just holding her with the strength of my arm. So by that, I could see that I was much, much stronger than her, or actually just stronger, but anyway, strong enough to hold her, being super tired and knowing how good she is. That made me feel even better because I know that she was less tired and in a way better position. Still, she couldn't move me too much out of the center. So I was very happy with that.
That was an amazing match to watch. And that also brings me to I think you're one of the only athletes that's been on all the major cards so far. I mean, you've been in
Really?
WAL, you've been on King of Table, and now you're in East versus West. I mean, really, who else has really did that when you think about that? I'm not really sure, but that just hit me right now. We definitely got to look that up. You might be one of the only.
Oh, yeah. I think me and Sarah, because I just remembered that she was in the first East versus West.
Oh,
First, I guess.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
you and Sarah might be the only two. I don't know if any of the male athletes were on all three of them. That's a interesting to look up. Maybe Toddzilla, was he in King of
No, I
Table?
don't think Toddzilla went to.
King of Table. I don't think
Oh
he was in.
yeah, him. No, that we. Yeah, he did too.
What did he?
Devon, no, because he hasn't been to East versus West.
No.
Uh, and now Michael Todd. Yeah, Michael Todd too.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
But
Yeah,
not
you're right.
many of them.
Yeah, not
And
many. That's a
just
nice
by
list to
being
be
like,
included in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I was gonna say. It's just a short list that's nice to be in.
So I
With people that I really admire. I'm very big fan of Toddzilla and
oh,
Sarah and Michael Todd. So uh, I'm honored. Yeah, very. It's very nice. I haven't thought about it before. That's nice that you bring that up.
so I got to ask you, since you're the pro of this, because you're traveling all over the world, getting all these big matches, and also you're the person to speak to. I want to find out about jet lag. How do we combat it? How do we plan ahead? So, did you experience any jet lag, and did it affect you in any of these matches, like King of Table or any of the WAL matches from the past?
No, I usually travel like at least 2 to 3 days before the match. I
Okay.
think this time now it's gonna be like the earlier that I'm getting in because I'll arrive Thursday late afternoon and
Okay.
the match is gonna be on Saturday. But I think the hardest part is for you to like I think the easier to get used to it is to follow the local time, right? And the harder part is to keep yourself awake because you just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
So yeah, but nothing that has get in the way. I think nutrition wise it affects me more, and that's what happened in Dubai because I was cutting weight, and after we weighed in, I didn't had like a good place to eat, and I didn't have like the right things to eat to recover from cutting. Like I cut over 3 kilos, like 6 pounds one night, and it wasn't that hard, but the hardest part was that I couldn't recover properly, and that's why I got tired out at the match. I'm 100% sure because probably because of the sodium I had. I don't know if I didn't hydrate it correctly, but I'm 100% sure that I didn't eat what I was supposed to do to eat, and that certainly got in the way. So I think more than train and or do whatever you need to be awake because even if you're tired, the adrenaline of the match, like it hits you. You can die after, but at the time you're not gonna be tired. You're not gonna be sleepy. No, it's not happening. But as far as nutrition goes, I think it does affect you more. So it's good to try to prepare yourself for that and to ask around. If you don't have, you can't take your food obviously. So you ask people that live there, where can I get that kind of food that I'm used to, or where there's a supermarket that I can buy, I don't know, Gatorade or something, and keep yourself the closest that you can to the normal self.
So
I
you're
think that
saying that the best thing to do is acclimate right away to the time there, even though if you're really tired, stay up and get on the right time frame there. And then the
yeah,
other big key factor would be the nutrition part is to find somewhere where you could get food that you're used to. Because when you're going to Dubai and you're going to Turkey, it's a different culture. They're going to have different foods. And a lot of times you go there, you don't even know what you like. So, that could present a problem if you don't plan ahead. So,
yeah.
learning from the king of table and all, and saying that maybe your nutrition could have been better. What is the plan for East versus West? Have you worked that out?
I haven't actually, but I've been to Turkey before, and I like their food.
Okay.
And I think they're more like I don't know, like normal food places around. Like there are more options. Back in Dubai, we were like not really walking distance of everything, and obviously fast food is easier to find, and that's kind of what we had. But I think Turkey food it's more similar to Brazilian food, like rice and some kind of meat. It's more similar to what I'm used to having, and I think they also like gonna take us to dinners and stuff, and we can I don't know ask better. Like we have better options there, and I've been there, so I'm not. So I really love Turkish food. So I'm pretty excited to that. And since I'm not cutting weight, I believe that getting a lot of water is gonna be like the biggest of my problems because and then just a lot of water. Definitely that I'll have to work on. And and I guess that's it. I think not being on a strict diet, it helps like 100%.
I think that's going to make night and day for you because you're not cutting weight. You're able to eat everything. You don't got to worry about it. I mean, just cutting weight is stressful in itself, you know? You just want to
Yeah,
eat and that's all you're thinking about. And, you know, it's kind of annoying when you could just go there, enjoy the food and all that. I think that'll make a big difference. And plus, like you said, you're going to be hydrated. You're going to have sodium in you. So, you know, the endurance
yeah,
is definitely going to bump up from that. So
exactly.
I got to ask you, Gabby. So, what is training looking like now? As far as when do you shut down? When is the last table time practice? And when is your last gym workout before your competition?
I had a very heavy table practice yesterday, and that's gonna be it for my left arm probably because I'm a bit injured. I'll have I'll pull with the two arms. So for left arm, I believe that was my last table practice. Probably some if I do something, if it gets better, I'll probably do something around next Wednesday. And as for my right arm, next Saturday I have my last like table practice, and probably Monday before I fly out, it's gonna be my last training session. So like 5 days before, but very light, just to keep body flowing, hormones, and recover stuff, just so I won't be like 7 days not doing anything. But I usually stop training like 6 or 7 days before. Since I'm traveling and I need to recover more than what I did last time, I'll probably do light training because like the hormones and the blood flowing helps recover fast. And I think that's it.
The key
But
to
I'm feeling strong. Although I'm very like I have a lot of things right now. I am confident right arm mainly, and I'm feeling stronger. So I think that I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna have a great match, whatever the result are.
so Gabby, I got to just clarify this because I didn't realize you are pulling Egley both arms. It's not just the right arm.
It is both
Wow.
arms.
Okay,
And actually, yeah, because when I was invited, I it wasn't much after Dubai, and I hurt my right elbow with Sarah, and I was like, can it be, can it be only left? Okay, and then like I was like, no, never mind. It can be both arms. If I somehow, I don't know, a couple months before I realized I'm not recovered yet, I'll let you know. But then my right arm started getting better than my left. Is like crazy because now my right is much better and my left is really strong, but also with a little pain. And but I am pulling both, and it's gonna be great. Two opportunities to prove myself.
so Gabby, are we at 100% on the right arm?
Yeah,
And then
I'll be 100% both arms.
okay,
It's
that's what I was
mental.
questioning. I just wanted to ask and figure out if both arms were going to be at 100% that day. And then
They are.
another thing that me and I was on with Corey West recently, and we know that Corey is just you know, he was just at Dubai and went through the whole traveling and all that, and you know, he hurt his shoulder over in Dubai against Alex Kurdecha. And one of the things that he made mention of is when you get on a flight or whatever, and if you have any inflammation in your body, it really, really affects it, the flying. You know, it's going to bring out that inflammation is going to get, you know, twice as worse. So that's something I just want to stress and remind you of, you know. So if you have any kind of tendonitis or anything right now, you know, the next week and a half, just concentrate on that blood flow and heal that inflammation up because you definitely want to tackle that before you get on a flight.
Yeah, that's why I probably do a little light training before I fly out to get the blood flowing and ice bucket and all to prepare myself not to get any worse and just better.
How are you feeling now as far as confidence? Are you the nerves kicking in? Are you feeling real confident? What are you feeling right now with both hands against Egley?
Yeah, I I must confess I much more confident in my right arm, but I believe that if I can manage like to get in a comfort position, I'm also very confident of winning left arm because I feel very strong. Uh I think I'm limited to a few movements that would like hurt less, let's say. But as I said, when adrenaline kicks in, we don't care. I felt that I almost broke my arm once just because I wanted to win so bad that I put like the way the in any position possible. So I think that we we are so into this competitive mode that we don't really care, and then we deal with it after it's done. We just suffered actually. But at the time, like I mean, it means a lot to me, right? I really consider her the best in the world, and I really want to be the best in the world. So I'll do what it takes, and I'm really confident that I can go through it and pull it off. Yeah,
What style do you think she's going to come at you with? Do you think she's going to be trying to top roll you with both arms?
top roll for sure.
And what do you think? What do you think your style is going to be? What you look to go inside? Are you going to look to match the top roll?
I think I'll do like it's kind of a high hook or a top roll, but I won't try to go inside at first because although it's my strength, um, it's harder for me to go in her, knowing that she has like a longer arm and like a way bigger hand. So I'll try to match her a top roll and probably go on straps, and then on straps I'm really stronger.
How
And
tall?
I lost to her on straps last time, but I for sure now know that I've learned how to strap, and that's gonna be a big difference.
Wow. How tall is Egley? Because she looks pretty tall. I know she's
I
got a
don't know.
real
She's
high
taller.
posted
She's taller
top
than
roll.
Sarah.
Yeah, so she's probably around 5'9", 5'10" at least.
Yeah, I don't know
'Cause I'm
this
thinking
measurement.
Sarah's about 5'7", and I would think Egley maybe got a couple inches on her. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's about it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're dealing with some really long levers, really high top roll, definitely. So
yeah,
you feel you got the power advantage?
I do.
Who has the experience advantage in your eyes?
That too. I don't recall her having a lot of super matches recently or ever. And since it's so easy, and I've learned it the hard way, that's when it's so easy for you to win all the time, whenever you have like competition like the same level and you're not used to it, I'm also thinking that she might get tired before I do. So I'm considering having the advantage of the endurance a little bit. Not sure though, just thinking.
Another question I have for you is, I believe it's your husband. Is your husband also an accomplished arm wrestler, and does he help you out with coaching?
Yeah, he's my current coach. And believe it or not, he started coaching me when he was just starting in wrestling, but he used to be like a bodybuilder's coach. And he became a very good arm wrestler as well. He took third place at WAF Worlds in Malaysia 2015 left-handed. And well, he hasn't been in great tournaments recently, but whenever we are like we have the chance to pull these great stars, he does his thing too, and I think he's a great promise. I really want him to have opportunity to pull someone famous or something like that, so he can have people looking at him the way he deserves. I think he's very smart and he's very intelligent at the table. He can pull tricks like out of nowhere. He knows exactly what he has to do, and he can change his style very quickly. Depends on his opponent. So yeah, I'm confident that he can go even bigger, and I'm very grateful for whatever he teaches me. That's like he puts me in the right line, definitely.
And what's his name, Gabby?
Peter Munoz.
And does he coach other arm wrestlers?
Not like he does to me. We have another training partner that like we training 3 people every day, and whenever we go to our team training that is on Saturdays, it's just table time, and then he doesn't teach, but we share. Like everyone teaches everyone, and he's very thoughtful. Like he can see someone doing something on a long distance, and he knows already what to say. So a lot of people come to him and ask for advice. Yeah.
I was always wondering about him because I'd always see you guys doing videos when I first came into the sport, and he always caught my attention. I mean, he'd be lifting crazy numbers, and I'd always see him around all the top arm wrestlers in Brazil and all. So he always caught my interest.
I'll introduce you guys when we're in Turkey. He doesn't speak English, but I'm trying to get him into it.
Oh, very nice.
I'll be the translator.
Perfect.